Good morning. Guten Tag. If Melly is on here or anyone from Europe is joining us, yeah, I'm in my robe. Uh-huh. If you haven't seen me yet. So guess what? Feel free to show up as you are. There's a reason I'm in my robe. There's a reason I didn't put my makeup on today, just quite yet. There's a reason I didn't fix my hair. And yep, I didn't brush my teeth yet because I'm not done with my coffee. So everybody take a little drink, have a little sip, take a deep breath. Cheers to an incredible day, to an incredible week, to an incredible month. You ever make plans and then they get changed? Nah, never. Not you guys. Your life is perfect, goes just how you plan. You know what? It's okay if our plans get changed. And you know what else? It's sometimes okay if you don't have a plan and you just kind of get up and go with the day. Diana, I'm glad to see you on this morning. I know you've been battling some illness. I know many people are battling some illness. But I want you to know one thing, you guys, the 28 of you that showed up this morning so far, send some messages to your people that you know are sitting at home going, hey, Carrie's in her robe. Show up how you are. This is going to be a hot mess today. Don't worry about being judged. Just get on, be here. I had an absolutely incredible phone call this morning for 45 minutes, and that took my time to be able to truly get ready for you. And as I fretted about it for just 60 seconds, literally, don't worry, Ginger, I haven't forgot about you yet. It's coming. As I fretted about it for just 60 seconds, I said, you know what? It's time we be. It's time we show up and be truly ourselves in every moment, in every season. And I'm not going to let myself get stressed out because I didn't put makeup on for you today. There's filters online for all that stuff. And yeah, y'all know I use them. I love them. I love them. But I'm going to be real in front of you because what we're going to talk about today and what I'm going to have you share about is going to bring back some layers and we're going to find out who you are. Yeah. Until you really know who you are. And I know a lot of you are busy doing things. I see some people driving, walking around. I know some of you are getting ready to go to work. Some of you got a baby in your arms. Some of you are writing stuff down, looking away because I don't know, maybe you don't want to hear from me. You don't like my robe. It's really comfortable. I highly suggest Barefoot brand. If you look that brand up, I've got a blanket that I didn't know they made robes. I literally live in this thing. I love it. It's like a big old hug. But until you really know who you are, it's really hard to go share that with the world. Confidence Redefined. Did anybody see the title this morning? Confidence Redefined. Last night, Crystal sent me a message because she was on a three-way call with someone. If you're anywhere if Crystal's in your downline, just know that there's about to be a really loud boom in your organization. And know it's because God did all that. There are some teams that are going to be joining us. Teams, y'all. Big teams. People that are sitting and waiting for something, a solution. And we got all the people lined up in the right place, and they said yes. So Crystal sends me this message last night telling me about that. And the very last thing she sent was Godfidence. And I went, oh. Put that in the comment, Crystal. Put that in the chat. Godfidence. And so thinking about today and thinking about what to share with you, Godfidence stems from the word confidence. In the conversation I was on this morning, confirmed exactly what my heart and what I've been feeling for so long. Confidence, you see, comes from within. Confidence is something that you do. You can build confidence by awards, recognition, doing a great job, someone thanking you. But Godfidence, where does that come from? This is something, Tanya, that you're going to be preaching to us about. And I don't say that lightly. We have some God-fearing, servant-driven leaders here. And I'm looking at all of you right now. Diana, I see you. Larry, always first one on the Zoom, just about. I think you beat me on. Laura, I see you. And I know you were moved last night. Cromwell, you show up even when you're teaching. I can't wait to see you in your robe from home doing this instead of at that class. Hey, I love that TikTok video you posted, by the way. That's perfect. Way to open up your mouth. Lori Moore, I see you. Dana, I like your new headset, by the way. Sounds great when you talk. I see you, Crystal. And I see that you showed up a little bit late like I did today. I see you. It's not your norm. I see you, Esther. Hey, Jewel. Where's that pup? I see you. She's right there. I know she is. There she is. Hi, Gayleen. I hope your throat's better this morning. Hey, Patty, I can't see you, but I know you're there. Hey, Steve. I know you've already had a busy morning serving. Thanks for hopping on. I see you, Mary, in between your bus route that you do with craziness. Hey, Rev, where'd you get that Super Patch t-shirt? Why didn't you bring me one? Ginger, I see you. Your time's coming. Don't worry. We'll tell everybody. Well, but I see a precious baby in your arms, right? He's like, oh, get me out of here. Good thing she can't understand what I'm saying, right? Dellery, I see you. And I saw you dancing and shining at that karaoke party. Y'all, that lady can dance. I see you, Sue Graber. iPhone. I see an iPhone. She's driving. Tanya,
That's Dr. Iman that we talked to last night. Yeah. Yeah.
Man, I'm going to tell some of her secrets today. Thank you, Deborah, for telling me that. Dr. Iman, I'm so glad you're here. You guys, we have a pharmacist from Egypt in our presence, a pharmacist who is now doing holistic. By the way, in Egypt, the way the pharmacies are so much better than what we have here, but she is getting loud and she is unbelievably on fire. I had the best welcome call with her last night. Cromwell met her at a booth. I'm super excited you're here. You're going to learn so much. And if you see me rub on my pain patch, know that I learned a whole lot about frequencies. Can't wait to share more with y'all, Steve. You're going to be mind blown. Tanya, I see you getting ready for work. I know you want to quit that job. Paul, are you keeping those grandbabies? I see you. Rosina, that's another dancer in the house. I see you. Who else can I see? I'm looking. That's all I can see right now. Everybody else isn't showing themselves, but you're here, and I'm glad that you're here. You have an absolute mission, and it has to start in your mind, in your thought process, and how you show up. Why did I show up in my robe today?
Because I showed in my robe yesterday.
Because you're genuine.
I made this doctor FaceTime with me so I could help her with something, and she's like, but I'm in my robe. That's right. Because I'm genuine, Dellery. Thank you. Why did I show up in my robe today?
Because you just want people to know that they can be here for themselves, as themselves.
Yes.
Because you jumped out of bed and had so much going on that there wasn't enough time to get dressed today.
Because I
Just
can.
be yourself.
Yeah. Be yourself.
Because you can, Carrie.
Yeah.
Come as you are.
Yeah. You see, when we get together and we have fun and we break bread and we have coffee, I really feel like you guys are at my house when you're Zooming. You're in my bedroom with right now in the corner of my bedroom. That's where my office is. I want you to let loose. I want you to let down. I want you to be comfortable because this is a safe place for you. What does that mean? If you have something that's burning inside of you, if you have a desire, something that you're really good at, something that's really working for you, and something you just can't get off your mind, I want you to share. But I don't want you to think that you have to get all dolled up and put a blazer on. We're not having a business opportunity. You guys, I'm not doing this in front of guests. I'm doing this in front of family. You guys are my family. I do this in front of you guys, right? I'm not going to do this on stage unless it's part of the costume. You'll always see me with my sequins and dressed up and hair fixed and makeup on. But when we come together like this, I need you to let down all of your guards. I need you to let me in. I need you to let yourself in. Hey, Jim Bowles, I see you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, Tony, I see you. Do you see how powerful it is just by speaking someone's name? How often do I tell you when you speak to people online to say, good morning, Sue, how are you? I say to use their name, right? What does everybody want? You guys, what do we want in this life to be what? Two things. Seen and heard. Steve, unmute. Money and boats.
Make money and have some fun. What comes first? Those of you who are at the convention.
We all want to be seen and heard. And so just for me doing that, which I was going to do anyway, to call on each of you, the people around us, even on social media, they want to be seen and heard by you. But they can't be if you don't see yourself. So I want you to look at yourself. Look at yourself. If you're on this Zoom, you can look at yourself, even if it's just your phone. Look straight up in that camera right now. Everybody in the camera, heads up, quit doing whatever else you're doing and look at yourself. Say, I am beautiful. I am beautiful. Say it. Say, I am worthy.
I am worthy.
I am worthy. Say, I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough. Say, I am ready. I am ready. All right, let's go. We're going to write down 4 things. Some of you, this may be new to you. Some of you already know what we're going to write down. I love it. The more that we do and the more routine we stay in, the more we're in tune to what we're going to do. I am, I can, I will, I must. If you're new here, let me explain it to you. I know we have new people here. Positive affirmations is going to run your day. I am what? I am going to have a great day. I am a conqueror. I am brave. I am going to fold those clothes that are on that chair. Whatever your I am is for the day, you write that down and you own that. Okay? I can. What can you do? I can call someone on my chicken list. Chicken list, somebody you're nervous to talk to about the business, okay? I can set up a 3-way call. I can walk up a set of stairs today. I can do 2 squats today. I can do all things through Christ. What is it your I can? I will. I will make this work. I will reach my goals. I will speak life. I must. I must is non-negotiable. So when you get to that one, be prepared to do it. That's the one you can't not do. I must what? So I want you to spend some time writing these down. I'm going to get quiet and I choose to leave mine blank so I can write them down with you. We're going to take all of like 2 minutes to write that down, you guys. All right. Who wants to share one of theirs? Go ahead, Lori.
I have, I am brave. I can confidently call, my three, contacts that I made this weekend and schedule them with you, and Diana. I will reach my goal of making it to VP, within 60 days, which would be March 15th, 2025. I must stay focused on my task to accomplish making VP to accept the training.
I love it. I love it. Thank you for sharing that. That was specific. That was good. She put a date to that. Did y'all hear that?
I heard all of that, Carrie, and I wrote that down. That's good. Lori, that's really good.
I'm going to give you her phone number if you don't already have it, Steve.
Oh,
Steve.
I've got her social security number. I know her.
Wait. I read in the comments, Crystal, you say I'm not going to get in my own way. How are you going to not get in your own way?
Listen more, follow my plan, not let negative thoughts seep in, pray when I need to, take a deep breath, and show up anyway.
There you go. Show up anyway.
Love that, Crystal.
Yeah. I'm excited I can reach my goals. I will focus on moving forward. I must follow through. Mary, what are you following through with? I tried to help you unmute and then I muted you. It's my fault.
Yeah, my follow through is how to unmute. Following through with the plan that I laid out, to like starting with the hours per day, doing each thing per day, which will add up to the weeks, which will add up to the months, which will add up to the year, which will add up to my vision.
There you go.
Just step by step, follow through.
Notice she has a vision, but she's going to start with the hours it takes to get there. I love it. Thank you, Mary, for sharing. Paula, unmute. How are you going to be more determined or be more passionate? How are you going to be more passionate than you already are?
Okay, there we go. Hear me?
Yeah. How are you going to be more passionate than you already are?
I think just, okay, I know for me, I need to listen more to people, and really try to understand what their needs are. And I think in doing so, that's going to help me be more, learn to be more passionate. I've started giving more, and that has been a real challenge for me, because it's like, I just kind of felt like I needed to hold on to everything just, for me, for my family or whatever. But I'm learning how to give. And I think that's when I see the results of that, it touches my heart, and it just makes me, want to do it more. So
yeah.
Thank you for teaching me that.
I love that. You're welcome. And the more you give, Paula, the more you're going to receive. That's true. That's facts. I love it. I can't wait to see what you do. Thank you for sharing. Laura, unmute for a second.
Okay.
How do you know you're good enough?
Because you told me I am.
That's right. How else?
Papa God has faith in me.
Yeah. What are you good at, Laura?
That's a good question. I'm good at a lot of things, I guess, when I think about it.
Laura, you're a great friend, I'll tell you that. You're a great friend.
Thank you.
What are you good at, Laura?
I'm good at everything else except for taking care of myself. I know that.
Hey, Laura, what are you good at?
You got me.
What is it that you're good at? You say you're good at a lot of things. I want you to tell me one at least.
I'm good at listening.
What are you good at doing?
I'm a good cooker. I
What do you
have the spoon. I have the spoon to prove it from my daughter when she was like in second grade, and she's 34 now, something like that.
What do you like to cook?
I'm not a good baker. I like to play and dance in the kitchen. It's fun.
What do you like to cook, Laura?
Healthy food.
What kind of healthy food do you like to cook?
I play. I play with recipes and I change them up to make them healthier and better for you.
Yeah. If I was coming to your house, what would you cook for me?
It wouldn't be healthy. Well, I'd make 2 different pans of lasagna. A meat and a spinach.
Oh.
And a salad and garlic toast.
Now, why would you do 2 different pans? Because I'm coming.
Because when I make lasagna, if I'm going to go through the trouble, I'm going to make 2 pans.
But why would you not make them the same?
Because I like to mix things up. You have to have choices. And if you don't want the meat, then you can have the spinach lasagna.
What if I don't eat meat and you serve it to me?
Well, you'd have the spinach.
How would you find out if I ate meat or not?
I would ask you.
Laura, what are you really good at?
Caring for others. Loving people. I'm a people person.
Yeah.
I love people.
Do you know what I'm really good at, Laura?
What?
Finding
Everything.
finding out information about people by asking questions.
You're good at it.
So, I asked you, what are you good at? Probably like 6 or 7 times. You guys, was anybody counting? And it took her a lot before she finally told me something. And that's okay. Because Laura, you struggle with talking about yourself. And do you know what your world wants is you. When you go online, they want to hear from you. So take them in your kitchen where you play and you dance and take a picture of it, take some video and share how you'd make your spinach and lasagna, because I'm super intrigued in something like that. I've never had spinach in a lasagna. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Then I must make it for you.
And, you know, you talk about being a good cook because your daughter loves it. What does she love about it? What's her favorite meal? So you see how in just asking those questions, I can find out, what are you good at? I am good enough. But good enough for what? You know, when you write down these positive affirmations and you put specifics to them, maybe you need to break it down a little bit to build yourself up more. You know, I must fold the laundry. Well, shoot, that's a massive task when you have kids and you don't like doing laundry. But if you say, laundry is on my list, I must do the laundry. Well, the first thing you need to do is sort it. Yeah?
Yeah.
Sort it. Put your pants, your shorts, your shirts, your socks, your underwear. Sort it around to make it a little bit less daunting if it's a big pile. And then the next task would be fold 5 things. Do this for 3 minutes. You see what I mean? Break it down. So when you say I'm good enough, what are you good enough at? Write specifics about what you can do. What can you do? I can do this. Well, what is this? Is this the business? Is this coming on these Zooms? Is this showing up for your world? I will persevere through what, and I must not give up on what. Most people, when you ask them questions, they kind of skirt around a lot of things. And you've got to keep going until you find out who they are. We got a little picture of Laura this morning. She loves to be in the kitchen, and she's going to give us options. So I love that. I love going to a buffet without the buffet. Like, I don't go to buffets, but when I go out to eat somewhere, we're going to get a couple appetizers. We're going to get a couple entrees because I love variety. So we have that in common, Laura. I'm sure we'd have a great time eating. You can teach me how to eat more healthy than I do now. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Don't stop at one question, you guys. Keep going. Keep going. Even if it's the same question. I'm alive and breathing. I can do my DMO. I will reach out to my organization and prospects today. I must remain confident and positive. How do you remain confident, Rev?
Trust the training that you all have given me. Know that I am made in the image of God, and I can do all things through Christ.
Yeah, Godfidence. I am able. I can help my team rank up. Dana, how are you going to help your team rank up?
By supporting them and
How are you? How are you going to support them? How are you going to support them?
Support them with like events. You know, do the events with them, help them learn more about confidence and demoing and stuff.
Yeah. You've enrolled people in this business, correct?
Yes.
So you know how to do that. So you can help your teammates do that, right?
Yes.
You can also support them by using your strategic placement. When you enroll people, talking to your downline about what that looks like. I love that. If you don't build your team, you guys, thank you, Dana. If you do not build your team, if you do not build those people coming in below you, you're going to have nothing. That's where this give is in this business. The strategic placement that was placed on us, that Jay allowed us to do this. He basically told us, please give more than you receive when he opened up that button. Please give more than you receive. And do you know, whenever he changed it recently, where even if that person comes in on the 28th and the month ends on the 30th, get them out of your holding tank there, or that's it. You got 2 days, not 30. Why? Because you need to give. In your mind, when you bring something in, how do I give it away? And as you're building new and you're doing what you need to do, yeah, build 4 or 5 wide and then go down. Have the conversations with people. Say, hey, I've got this person in my holding tank. You go enroll someone. And if you do that, I'll give you this person. This person could be a $500 ticket. They could be a $50,000 leg. You understand what I'm saying? You don't know what that doorway opens. But if you don't help these people build their home, they're only going to have one doorway. How many doors do you have in your house? Put it in the comments. How many doors are in your house? Like literally how many doors? I'm talking doors, not just in and out, doors. I think I have 12. I'm not so sure. Doors, like every door to a bedroom, to a closet. Wait, I have more than 12. 13, 14, 15. Oh, and then there's this door, 16. Doors that go into the little water heater spots, you know, or the closets under your stairs. How many doors do you have in your house? Only 4? Nah, I think you guys need to count all the doors. The things that are hinges that you open, closets, bathrooms, pantry doors. Yeah, all the doors. Your front door, your back door, your side door. Maybe you got a door to go in your laundry room. The bedrooms, the guest bedroom, the den, the basement, whatever. All these doors. When you sit and think about it, every person I look at when I talk to them, they're a doorway to something else. Yeah? More doorways you have, it's likely the bigger house you have. Yeah, Crystal, I've witnessed all your doors. There's a lot. The more doorways you have, the likely the bigger your house is. The more people you help, it's likely the bigger your team and your rank is. Are you hearing me? What's behind the door? If I came to your house and I opened your closet door in your master bedroom where you sleep, what would I see? Crystal's in hers. Crystal literally works from in her closet. That's her office. There's clothes there. She could turn her camera and you see all the clothes. Steve, if I opened up your door at your house, unmute. If I opened up your door to your closet, what would I see in your bedroom?
You would see complete organization.
Of what? You have
Clothes.
like your stocks numbered?
Pretty much, I do. It's embarrassing.
Why is that, Steve?
I've got clothes lined up according to color. I need an intervention.
But why is that? Why do you need an intervention for that?
No, I don't need it. I'm just kidding. I am very, very organized in my life, and you've seen that before. But
tell me what your closet would look like.
It's completely organized. I've got dress shirts on one side according to color. They're all on the same colored hangers. I've got polo shirts on one side. I've got dress pants and jeans in one area. I've got workout clothes in another area. There are no loose hangers in my closet. That's what it looks like.
And he dare not ever show up on a Zoom in his robe.
Well, I got a sweatshirt on today. That's pretty close.
You do. You're pretty close. Steve, what do your shoes look like in your closet?
They're all on a shelf according to what kind of shoe they are. I don't have any shoes, but
no way.
Yeah.
You have them organized based on this shoe.
Yeah. Brown dress shoes, black dress shoes, kind of loafers, tennis shoes.
Have you always been that way?
Yeah.
How did you learn that?
From my mom. My mom's work ethic. We grew up in the hotel business, and so I learned how to clean hotel rooms very efficiently. And
take us to your childhood home for a minute, Steve. Was your closet like that, like what you have now?
Yeah, it was. It really was. It really it was pretty neat and tidy. My room was very organized as a kid.
Do you remember having conversations with your mom about your room?
No, nobody. Not once did my parents ever tell me that I had to clean my room.
No way.
Yeah.
So how did you just learn that on your own? Because I was threatened to the inch of my life to clean my room.
I don't know. I always felt that to just keep myself organized, I needed to know where everything was.
Do you lose stuff?
I do sometimes. I lose this pen a lot, and it makes me angry. But I always find it. So
maybe you should chain it to your table. So you felt the need that you needed to know where everything was, right?
Yeah.
Steve, if we looked in your basement, give me a little picture of what that might look like.
Exactly the same way my closet looks like.
Okay.
I mean, my basement's finished, but I do have a section of my basement that is unfinished, and that's storage. But everything is on shelves. Everything is in bins. Everything is marked. I know. I'm practically perfect in every way, Carrie.
Can you come to my house, please? I need you.
Listen, I'm gonna find a loophole here. I'm gonna find something he's not good at. How about your garage? People tend to just tough stuff in the garage and just kind of like push it to the side, make room for their car. Tell me your garage has some dirt on the floor or something.
We could have Thanksgiving dinner in my garage.
What about you do your own lawn now, right?
I do. I still do. I always have. It gives me a time to think.
So where do you park that thing to not get all the stuff on your ground? Like, how do you clean that thing?
After I mow the lawn, I take the tractor out, my lawn tractor out into the separate grasses off the lawnmower before I park it in my garage.
Why do you do that?
Because I don't like messes.
Did you ever spill stuff growing up, Steve?
I have, yes.
Did you get for it?
No.
Were there ever high had to be a certain way?
No, I just followed my mom's lead. That's all I did was follow my mom's lead. I've had really, really good mentors in my life. And one of the guys that was in my life is Jimmy Delmore. And you can read his story in my book. But Jimmy owned a liquor store, and I worked for Jimmy in the summertime. And he used to just talk about how important it was to front the shelves all the time and, you know, make it look nice and neat and just clean. And Jimmy was really successful. And I thought to myself, okay, if I'm going to be successful, I know where everything is. Everything's got to have its place, and I'm gonna do it like my mom and Jimmy. And that's what kind of what happened.
Steve, how old were you whenever you first? I don't remember.
26.
Did your closet look the same then as it does now?
Yeah.
Did you have all the same stuff in it?
Well, I have more stuff today than I.
Did you?
But it's the same.
Yeah,
It's the same.
brand. I know there's a
No.
specific brand that you like that you wear, and you probably should get.
Yeah. That's
Why has
changed.
that changed?
Because I made more money and I could afford certain things. And I don't know if that's important or not, but it, just nicer things.
It's important because you like.
That's why, Carrie. I know you're asking the questions, but this drives me crazy. See everybody that doesn't have a line next to their name? Those are people that are sitting on the edge, and it drives me insane. It's like, are you in or are you out? I need to know so I can clean up my
Steve,
list.
ready for the next task?
Yeah.
I need you to turn your camera as much as you can from left to right.
Well, this is kind of a small office here.
Just do it.
I mean, there's the door.
Can you go all the way to the
What?
window?
Kind of go all the way to the window.
All right, hold it right there. I want you guys to just think for a second. Okay? Just look at his window. There's some snow on the ground because we all know he's in Oconomowoc, Wisconsin, and it's cold up there. He's got a bird feeder out there. You can't see everything. You can't make it all out. But our leader, the guy who started this, that put this on my heart, he did not keep a view. Keep it there, Steve. He didn't always have that view. You hear me, Crystal, as you're sitting in your closet? Me, as I'm sitting in my bedroom, my view, I pull this out and it's like, oh my gosh, I see everybody's backyard. Steve goes, one day you'll be grown up and your mailbox won't be where you have to walk to it, Carrie. He didn't always have that view. He didn't always have that bird feeder. And he didn't always have this little recorder that you can't see that's on the bird feeder that records the birds that come up. Because he's one of those people that monetarily, you feel like he has everything. So his kids have to find the next newest thing of technology to impress dad. And he loves birds. And you can't see it, but there's an angel out there.
Yep.
That someone sent him when his mom passed. And he finds a lot of peace looking out that window. But he's created that space for himself. He did that. And he won't tell you this. He suffered a whole lot through this whole process of finding out who he is. And he gives, 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 and he gives. But he does take care of his family first. He does make sure that his wife and his kids have what they need. Steve, turn the camera back around on you.
Now I got to take care of twins, Carrie.
And he is who he says he is. If I had him stand up with his laptop and walk us through his house, you would see that he is who he says he is. One of the things that John Maxwell said this weekend was, if I spent a whole day with you, I would be able to tell you whether you're going to be successful or not. But I wouldn't need the whole day. I would just need to see how you woke up in the morning and where you got your day started. I would need to see how you talk to people. I would need to see how you interacted with someone, how you treated your family or whatever. And I could tell you how successful you would be. See, the thing is Steve had a calling on his life. When someone approached him, and the very first thing he made, Steve, how much did you make for that very first gig you did when you first made your first check? What was it?
Well, my very first check was 46. After 90 days, I made 46 cents.
Yep. Yeah. How many of you would quit if that was the first thing you got? Be like, this isn't working. But that's what solidified to him that it was working. Do y'all know the difference in me and Steve? Someone tell me, what's the difference in me and Steve? In where we are in life. He's male,
Time.
female.
Time.
Time.
He's older.
Time.
Way older.
Hey, watch it there, Cromwell.
He has had time to do this. What's the difference in you and Steve? Time. But you said yes, just like he said yes to this calling that's far bigger than you can even see. And do you know what? He can not only see the staircase and see the house that's behind the staircase. Carrie, why are you talking about Steve and the success he has? Because he started where we are. He was a dead broke school teacher looking to help his family and wanted his wife to be able to take care of his kids, and he made it happen. So he made a goal. If I could just make my car payment, and then if I could just make my house payment. I'm not asking you to make a goal right now to go to VP tomorrow. I'm not. I'm asking you to look inside. Who are you? What do you do? What is your plan? As you make an affirmation for your day, I am, I can, I will, I must. How do we get specific? Do you know this morning, first woke up, Satan tried to tell me I wasn't good enough. Because I was on my phone helping other people, responding to messages, and then getting on a phone call instead of getting ready and getting prepared and doing what I needed to do for you. Satan was like, you're not ready for this. You can't do this. Oh, guess what? I can. And I can do it in my robe. And I can do it without makeup. Because I don't really like to show myself like this. I'm a little bit vain. Y'all know how I show up. But I overcame that this morning because I am able to lead this team. Because God gave me that calling. And part of I am able to lead this team, more parts of that is I am able to create leaders. We are kingdom impactors wherever we go. What does that mean? God put that light in you, said, boom, here's Rev. I'm going to go show him what it looks like to be in and out of the church and around people and serve and make the lowest of the low. And get fired. Reasons. But I'm going to use him. And then you're going to meet him at some point, carrying another company, and y'all going to split ways, wondering if you're ever going to be friends again. And then I'm going to bring him back because his restoration is a real thing. I want you to have a true, real awakening of yourself as you walk through life every single day. If you woke up today, you have a new beginning. What happened back there? It happened for a reason, to teach you something, to grow you. I can do anything I put my mind to. What does that mean? I can fold the clothes that are right there on my chair. I say chair because I have this pile that like annoys me so bad, because what I really need to do, Steve, is go through my closet and get out what I wear right now, because I gained all my weight. But I'm going to hold on to it because guess what? After hearing from Mark McDonald and talking with Crystal and a few of you, I've got a new awakening today. And it's okay that I take my coffee without creamer or sugar. I hate it, but it's okay. Because something in my brain tells me I got to have that coffee. but my heart wants sugar in it. I just want you to know it hurts a little bit, but it's okay. So until I go in that closet and take out and make room, ooh, did y'all catch that? Did y'all catch that? Till I go in the closet and take out and make room for new. What do you have to take out? What's in your way? Lori O'Brien, no thanks. I'm going straight black, straight black. Jim Bowles, I want you to unmute for a second. I want you to tell your story, Jim. How did the patch find you?
I had an unlucky situation, but it was a lucky situation. A lot of people got to hear my story, but like you said, tell it again. I was at work and I took a fall off of a ladder, and I was on the top of a 12-foot ladder. And when I was up there, it's about 15 feet. And when I landed, my ear hit the ground first. So my body just kind of. A couple of years later, I did find out that I fractured my neck, but I was going through a lot of pain, shocking, just tremendous pain. And I reached out to Steve. And for those of you, I'm glad you touched on that with Steve there and talked about his success. Because 30 years ago, when I met Steve, he was running in every direction that he could, helping everybody. And I wasn't even on his team. And he was driving a couple hours every week to come down and see our team and help us. And I wasn't part of his team. He had a couple people that were joining in, but if they were there or not, Steve was there. And he put his heart into everybody, whether you were with him or not. And so just kind of like John Maxwell said, did you do the did? You got to do the do, and then you get it. But did you do the did? Did you what I did to get to where I'm at? And I think that falls on all of us. We got to do the did to get where Steve's at. And it's a blessing that we have Steve and you and Crystal and all the leaders on the team coming together to help each and every one of us that have that spirit. But I was lucky enough to reach out to Steve. And we were talking, and he says, I got something for you. And I didn't believe him one bit. I honestly didn't believe him one bit. And I say within 10 to 15 minutes, all the tremendous amount of electricity that was flowing through the smashed nerves had just come to a halt. And I knew that we had something amazing. So now it's time to scream it from the mountains.
Yeah, and funny enough, Jim's story is so impactful that Peter, the guy that was completely skeptic, who's doing our studies, talked about him from stage. That's not the first time he's mentioned him, but it's the first time he's mentioned his name, showed the crowd, right?
Yeah, Dallas in last March was the first time he told my story. And then we ran into each other in Orlando, and I had no clue he was going to say it. He's like, well, he's here today. And he wanted to say it again, but somebody said that he's told it a couple times in between then too. And it's just an honor, that I was able to share that with him, just the two of us in the elevator as he tells it, and that he's using that story. But it really brought the light to the situation to know that, as Steve told me, keep telling your story. I need to tell my story more and help and be a better servant. Let my story serve.
Let my story serve. Write that down, everyone. Let my story serve.
Yeah, it's not about me anymore. My story was my story, but now it's a gift, and learning what we have with each and every one of our patches. Each and every one of those patches are a gift and a blessing in itself.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Raise your hand if you have a patch story about yourself. Raise your hand if you've been touched by these patches.
Can I add something to that?
Go for it.
If you don't have a story, go make one and share that story. To anybody that didn't get to raise their hand and they haven't actually felt that impact, go make a story. Somebody is waiting for you. Somebody's praying for you to share something with them. So don't be afraid. Don't be a secret agent. Go out and share. Thank you.
Thank you. Diana, can you speak?
I can. Okay.
Can I ask a favor of you?
Sure.
I know this has been shared before, but I want you to be Paul's voice this morning. Can you share Paul Young's story?
I can. I believe Paul's on here today too.
He is on, and so I
Okay.
want you to be his voice today for him.
Okay, so 8 years ago, Paul had a stroke and was unable to do the things he did before. I knew him as a very vivacious, great businessman. And I went to go visit him because he asked me to come visit him. And I didn't even know he had had a stroke. And we were communicating via Facebook. And so I went to go see him. And this is a man that he was able to do just about everything. And not only was he successful in business, he rehabbed an entire home. He's did a bunch of things. And now he is not able to do all those things. And he isn't even able to swallow. So he has a machine he has to use every couple minutes. Because if he doesn't use that machine, he could die because he would choke. And the patches have changed his life. He couldn't sleep either because every minute to 2 minutes, he has to use this machine. It's got like a long straw, like when you go to the dentist and they suck the saliva out of your mouth, he has to do that every couple minutes. So he also can't sleep because as soon as he falls asleep, he wakes up because he's choking and he's got to use that machine. Well, our patches have just absolutely made a remarkable change in his life. And I'm sorry, I'm having a little struggle here emotionally. I'm so proud of Paul. I'm so proud of our company, what it's done for him. It's an emotional thing for me because I know Paul, and Paul could only sleep a minute or two. His wife couldn't sleep at all because every couple minutes she heard the machine. It's very loud. And now the patches have made it so that Paul doesn't stay awake all the time, he can fall asleep right in the middle of a conversation because he's so exhausted. And now, because of our patches, the man, he can sleep sometimes up to 3, 4, 5 hours compared to 1.5 minutes where you could be talking to him. He just fell asleep because his body was exhausted. Now he's sleeping because of our patches. Now, it doesn't mean he's up and running around and doing things, but he's probably the most devoted person I've ever met. He's not able to do the things we can do, but he's on every single call. I'm embarrassed. I can't get on all the calls. Paul's on every call. And I want to learn from him.
Thank you. Thank you, Diana, for sharing his story. Not only because he can't share it physically, but because we need to talk about each other more. Jim was saying, if you don't have a story, create one. I second that with saying, if you don't have a story, share one of your friends. You see, almost 3 years ago when Steve called me up and said, hey, look at this company for pain and balance. I don't know much about it, but I think it could help your little sister. And I know you deal with pain. Check it out. So I did, because I know Steve. I trust Steve. We had that prior relationship. My little sister has a very rare disease that impacts her balance. She can't walk up and down stairs by herself. Someone needs to be in front or behind her. She has to hold on. It's very unsteady. She can't bend over and pick up a piece of trash without falling. She had to learn at a very young age how to catch herself. She broke her nose many times. She was 2 years old when she was diagnosed with ataxia type 8. There was only 12 in the world they knew of. Something in the MS family, and this is just going to be her life. It's genetic. We found out my dad carries it. It sometimes disguises itself as Parkinson's. You normally get it later in life, 60, 70. You get to where you can't swallow. Your body just starts shutting down. The doctors didn't give hope. They gave a lot of experimental stuff. Not hardly any medications. They wanted to put her on gabapentin recently, and she just said no after talking with me. She's going to try the pain patch instead. My family's a little stubborn sometimes, but she will never go without Liberty Defend and Peace. She can run on a treadmill for the first time in her life after 26 years of being told, this is what your life is going to be. She's 28 now. She's been using the patches as long as Steve has told me about it. It's the day I got them in. The day I got them in. And I thought, because that's how long I told Steve, I was like, I don't know, I'll just call you when I feel something. I immediately went to her. I immediately drove. And I didn't stop sharing with people when I felt and saw what it did for her. My personal story, yeah, it helped my pain. But my impactful story, my baby sister has her life back. She can run. How many of you take that for granted? She FaceTimes me and she's on a treadmill. I go, what are you doing? She goes, look, no hands. I'm like, hold on. She has confidence back. She speaks in front of thousands of people, you guys. And she wears focus when she does it. Because of her, I was able to meet Bill Nye, the science guy. His sister has ataxia, and I went to Vegas. My mom calls me. Steve and I are sitting at the airport in El Paso. We'd almost flipped the whole, gosh, that was memorable, wasn't it, Steve? Had an amazing meeting there, and I'm sitting in El Paso. My mom goes, you got to come to Vegas. We're out of patches. I'm like, Mom, really? I mean, what do you do when your mom tells you to do something? You do it. So the minute Steve and I got from El Paso to Austin, I flew Southwest for the first time. That's the only one that goes to Vegas all the time out of Austin. And I get over there with what I have. And I told Steve I'm going to end up in a dumpster because there are doctors here. I will go missing. And I go into this room and they're having a meeting of just that specific ataxia. There's so many number types. This was just for type 8. Every single person in there was in a wheelchair or some sort of thing that helped them. They were nonverbal. And if they did talk, it was a big struggle. And I'm watching this room full of people get told to spend thousands on this, to try that. And, oh, we're looking for something. And I've got something. It's right here. My mom had already spoke to the doctor. So when I walk in the room, I'm late, of course. The only seat was next to the doctor. And I go, that's who's putting me in the dumpster, but I'll take my chances. She goes around this round table of people. It's a big, huge room, 40, 50 people in there or so. I don't remember. And she's like, so your mom said you got some kind of technology. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, whoo, whoo, here goes. So I said, do you mind if I stand up? Because, I mean, I was excited. I know that in my heart, if it helped my little sister with what she has, with doctor said, no, it's this way. And I go, no, it's this way. It can help every single person in there. As they spoke, I knew it could help them. All I needed to say was, let me show you. And the minute that I said that she could now run, they go, oh, wait, no. We didn't know you were here to sell something. I didn't mention selling anything. I mentioned a patch that was going to change their life. And those doctors said, no, if anybody wants to talk to you, they can come up to you later. And two of them are looking at each other and they're talking. I'm going, yeah, I'm definitely dying this weekend. People go missing for doing good things like that. We hear of it all the time. So I am pissed. I am distraught. I am upset. And I'm like, why am I here then? If they're not going to give me that time, if I'm not going to get to share, why am I here? But God. So we finish. And I told the lady, I said, I knew you weren't going to like me, because I told her when I sat down, I go, you're not going to like what I have to say, but thank you. This young lady comes up to me. She has her sister in a wheelchair. Her sister's 10 years younger than her. My little sister's 10 years younger than me. Her name's Nicole, and she's been in a wheelchair for 23 years. She has ataxia type 8. I don't really do the demo on Nicole because there's not a lot to demo. Do you understand what I'm saying? Not a lot to show. But did you know that simply just taking the patch and putting it on someone is demoing them? Because later on that night, after I put that patch on Nicole, she comes up to me and she is just elated. She goes, what is this? She can't talk. Her sister's like, she's excited. She can kind of mumble a few things. What is this? How do I get it? How do I become a part of this? I need more. I don't want to go without it. And I'm like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? So I said, Nicole, can you stand to your feet? And she showed me just simply how getting out of her chair, how her body changed with having Liberty on or not having it on. Okay, we did a test. I have a video of it. It's out there. I had to remove it because the FTC doesn't like to help people in the wheelchairs. Maybe they do, but they don't like to do it naturally. So we had to remove a lot of this stuff. But these stories are out there. And whenever you're meeting people and talking to them, we have real life stories. So she starts wearing our patch. And I watch her take steps. She gets to meet Jay when we were in California, Steve. Remember that? It was like paparazzi watching her stand up, take 2 steps, step back. And her life was 100% changed. 2 months after her wearing that, she texts me and says, I walked down the stairs. I'm like, lies. Pictures, videos, or it didn't happen. The video of her going down the stairs for the first time in 23 years. Tell me these patches don't work. Tell me that my sister's story isn't enough to keep talking and sharing. Do you know I also got to talk to Bill Nye, the science guy, about those? Can't say science guy without saying Bill Nye. Can't say Bill Nye without saying science guy. Did you know that my little sister's on a board with him now for ataxia, and she's going to get to talk to him more about these patches? He's not using them. He's not talking about pictures with it. And in fact, the guy that's over the convention looked at me real funny when he came up to grab Bill. But God is bigger than these pharmaceuticals that we have. Amen, Doc? I'm watching your face. God is bigger, right? You go anyway. How did the patch help you? Jim shared an incredible story, and I had forgotten that he had known Steve for so long. But Steve, look at the alignment that brings, that you had to start somewhere, and you help people that weren't on your team. That's what we do. We're all blessed to be underneath Steve's umbrella, but anybody in the company will help us, but you're going to get the best help here. I was talking with someone on the phone this morning. You're going to get the best help here. We have incredible leadership. We have incredible people. We have incredible stories because you show up and you open your mouth. How did the patch help you? I hope you're thinking about what it did for you on the inside. Crystal, I want you to dream for a minute. Don't unmute yet because I'm going to paint a little picture for you. A little bit longer and we're going to cut off. I know it's not your desire to stay in an office in your closet. I know it's not your desire to stay in a situation where you are. So I want you to paint a picture for us. This is going to be a little bit of a stretch, but you can do it, okay? I want you to tell us in 5 years, okay? Go 5 years down the road with me. We are in, Lord help me, 2030. Did anybody think we'd see that? I don't know. Maybe Jesus comes before that, but we're going to pretend. We're in 2030, Crystal. What does your office look like? Paint us the picture completely, as best as you can, with no doubts, with no holdbacks. I'm asking you, just as I asked Steve, to tell me what his office looks like and to show me, and I want you to do that with us right now.
My office is bright. My office is clean and organized. It does not contain clothing or my husband's hunting gear. I have plants. I have open windows. I'm still on this property. I can look out to my garden. I can look out to the self-sufficient things that we've created in our on our property for our children. I can look outside of my office and see my husband out in the field on his tractor, living and breathing in what God has called him to do. And it's not filled with lots of plaques. It's filled with lots of pictures of events, of things we've done, of people we've helped, of lives we've changed. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's not cluttered. It's not dark. It doesn't have all this stuff behind me. It's super bright, welcoming. Yeah.
So as she tells us what is to come, she gives us a picture of what is right now. And even in the what is right now, she shows up. She's a life that was changed, and she had no idea the opportunity and didn't even want to do it because of fear and doubt and past hurt. How many of you second guessed coming in because of fear, doubt, past hurt, but you did it anyway? And my hope and my prayer is that you understand, what did the patch help you with? We're all being sent somewhere. I heard the voice of the Lord say, "Whom shall I send, and who will go for us?" Then I said, "Here am I, send me." That's in Isaiah 6:8. The Lord said, "Who shall I send, and who will go for us?" When Jay started, he started looking for the who, you guys. And he's still looking for the who. And as you look around for the who, find out who's ready to come along with you. Who are you touching with a patch that has a purpose, that can fulfill a plan for what we have on our mission? I want you to think on 3 things. What has God asked you to do, number 1? You actually answered the call, right? Because you're here. What did God ask you to do? He asked you to say yes, you did it. So you're here. What's your family situation look like? That's the second thing I want you to think on. How do you take care of your family? Family might be people that, I'm still on my Zoom. Give me just a minute. Okay. Love you. Sorry. Family might be people that are even your friends around you. Maybe you don't have, mom and dad, kids, siblings, but it's the people that are around you that have come into your life that you help and take care of. Okay. That can look many different ways. You guys know that. Then I want you to think about these patches. Third. Okay. Number 1, what are you asked to do? What did God say? Number 2, how do you take care of family, people around you? Number 3, where do the patches come in? I don't want it to be about the patch first. I want it to be about, what are you asked to do? Do you hear me? Are you listening? Do you know that you have a voice outside of Super Patch? This is not all about patches, you guys. This is about you and what you're called to do and how you're going to share the world. The patches are a tool. What has God asked you to do? How are you going to take care of your family and people around you? And what are you going to do with these patches? The patches are a tool. What are the patches? A tool. We have a big, big, big mission. But if you don't get it up here, you can forget about it. I love the raw, the honesty that you guys bring to the table. I love the genuine stories, and I could probably spend hours talking with each of you, and I plan to when the time is right. Right now, I want you to do one thing, and we're going to get off of here. in literally 7 minutes. One thing I want you to do, you ready? I want you to write down one person, okay? Write down the word freedom. That's our pain patch. And I want you to write down the name of one person you know that maybe you've seen it online or you've heard it or you've talked about it. They've popped up in your head. One name of one person you can help with the freedom patch. Write it down. All right. Then I want you to write down the word liberty. That's for balance, strength, endurance, stamina. Next to that, I want you to write the name of one person you know that could use a better quality of life, because you know that's what we give as soon as liberty touches someone. Just one person, just one. Don't go above and beyond right now. I'm just asking you for one, okay? Who do you know that could use a better quality of life? For the third one, I want you to write down the word peace. Maybe you've seen a friend of your post about a stressful time because of the world we live in right now. Maybe they've shared with you that they've got some stuff going on personally and they just are having a hard time dealing with it. Maybe you've heard someone say that it'd be better off if they weren't here. Or maybe you know someone that talks about panic attacks, or they're afraid to fly. You know, people like to post and talk about all the things, right? And we get to see that now, whereas years before social media, we didn't get to see everybody's life. But now people openly share it. So I want you to put one name right there. Who can you help? One name, not two, just one. Write one name down, okay? This is off the top of your head. Think of it. For the next one, I want you to write the word kick it. Kick it. What does kick it do? You see, kick it helps. It interferes with the intention and then the thought so that the action doesn't happen, and then the repeated action doesn't then become a habit. Are you following? You've got an intention, a thought, an action, repeated action, habit. Our neurotransmitter in kick it, the pattern in kick it, interferes here between intention and thought, and between thought and action. So the person actually doesn't even want to take the action. Are you hearing me? If they want to. That's our willpower patch, you guys, but they have to want to. So when you come across people, think of someone that you know that's been trying to quit smoking and they've tried everything. Think of someone that you know that's addicted to, maybe it's alcohol, drugs, pornography, gambling, overeating. Put one name there of someone you can help kick that bad habit. Maybe they scroll online too much. They're addicted to playing games on their phones. Do you guys know that our Kick It patch helps people with that? It does. We have stories about it. That's why someone that I know that's on our team started using it. Why are you using Kick It? He goes, because I scroll all the time. And it helps him be more present other places where he's needed. Doesn't have to be something drastic. Something that holds us down, you know? Right, Welbin? All my children. Write a name right there. What are we up to? 4? And I've got 2 minutes. This next one, I just want you to write down the name of somebody you need to encourage. Just write down the word encourage. You just need to encourage them because they came to mind for you. Someone that's been struggling. No purpose to help them with pain or balance or anxiety or habits. You just need to encourage them. You just need to give them a good word. Reach out to them today. Hey, Happy New Year. I'm here for you if you need to talk. How's life going? I'd love to catch up. And then get them on a phone call and talk to them and just see how they are. Not about making a sale. Not about building your business. But about leaving people better than you found them. When you take on all of these things that we're going to be teaching you throughout Miracle Workers, when you bring into your mind who you are and what your goal is, the success is going to come. More than valuing our kits, Momentum is the best. Omni is second best. Omega is third best. I can't help but think when I think of God, he's the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. I can't help but think of all these things, and we have joy and peace and, oh my gosh, focus and peace help me with patience, but we could have called one of the patches patience if I'm being real honest. Goodness, kindness. When I think about everything that we have to offer, whenever your mind, when you know whose you are and when you know what your goal is, which is to be yourself authentically, share the story you have, share someone else's story, leave people better than you found them. When you go and you do that, the success you're hungry for, the 5-year plan, Crystal, it'll happen when you go do that. Steve's not done planning his life. As he has more success, he's going to have a plane that he leases that he can bring and pick me up and take us, and we go to meet you and do all these things. As you grow, as you build, those desires and what you're able to do grows and builds along with you. But tell me you can go when you don't have the dollar to go, or you all would have been joining Steve and I along the journey. I put over $17,000 into my business in the first year and a half. Do you want to get where I am? Are you willing to do what I did? When I first told Steve, I'm going to send this cold message, I'm going to do all this, he goes, it doesn't work, but be my guest. It took me failing first to then learn what someone else did that worked. And when I started doing what he said, which was building relationships, bringing and mass people along, I found out a lot of people don't want to do it, Steve. They want what I have. They don't even know what I have. They don't really even know what I have, right? But they want it because they think they know what I have, being vice president. Yeah, I've made some big bonuses. Yeah, I've made some great money. I'm still making some great money. But do you want to do what I did to get there? Look in the mirror. Because until you face who you are, you won't get where I've got. I spent thousands of dollars on life coaching to get the help that I needed for someone to tell me I was the problem. I should have just listened to Steve. When he was coaching me and mentoring me and telling me for free, I should have just heard his word because he's been there. He's went through it. Steve, it was when we were standing in Orlando that I solidified I was going to work with Finifrock. Remember that? We were at baggage claim for the last event, and I go, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I could have saved myself a lot of time and just listened to my leader and my mentor. Are you all listening to me? I want you to listen to me. This Zoom is filled of leaders and mentors. I could afford John Maxwell to be my mentor. in Orlando, I got to stand in front of him and I actually got to talk to him one-on-one because I'm fighting for the front row, for my life, for my family. I'm fighting for it. And now John Maxwell gets to mentor me because I said yes to the call. Because I said yes to God saying, who shall I send and who will go for us? Me. I'm here. I'm going to try this thing out. And then I'm going to go find out who else is ready to say yes. I hope and I pray that those of you that I see on this Zoom 5 years from now, you're still here. Life happens, I know. But I hope that you're still here, and I hope that there are like 1,000 of us on here on a Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. wondering how we can make our lives better and how make the betters around us, others' lives better around us. There's 5 people on your list today. You have a job. You ready? Here's the action. Message me on Facebook your 5 names. And then be ready for what I ask you to do with after that. Messaging your 5 names. Because Steve and I and Crystal and the leaders that are looking to rank up, we are looking for those that are ready to go with us. Are you ready to go where we are? You got to do what we're doing. Don't tell me you're not doing this for the money, because I need you to have money, because if you did, you would go with me to these meetings and we could impact the nation one meeting at a time. I don't need that dollar to get in your way. I need it to help us help the world. All right? Y'all in? Do one thing for me and we're getting off here. Everybody put your arms in like we're like a team huddle thing. You know, I'm all about sports. I loved it. One of my favorites was track because I didn't really have to have a team, because sometimes you get mad at your teammates. They don't do their part. Everybody put your hand in. And on 3, we're going to say, send me. You ready? Only do it if you're ready. 1, 2, 3. Send me. Everybody unmute. It is Ginger Reed's birthday today. And I will be doing her this favor and sing happy birthday. Ready? Here we go. Happy birthday to
you.
Happy birthday,
dear Ginger. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday,
Ginger.
Birthday. And many more.
You guys. Oh, thank you. Happy birthday.
Thank you. I can only be a backup
Happy
dancer.
birthday.
You guys have a great rest of your day. Get people on the Zoom tonight. Look at Miracle Workers for all of your needs and your questions and your answers. You guys utilize the cracker. Thank you so much for being on. We'll be in touch.
Thanks, Carrie.